You are now listening to the most impactful podcast in the dog world, where we bring you massive value and insight to some of the greatest dog minds today. Our mission is to help dog owners extend the life of their dogs through nutrition, fitness, and education, so you can give your dog a higher quality of life and build a better bond. Whether you're an everyday dog owner, train canine athletes, or own a dog business, we're here to level you up. It's time for you and your dog to become certified Truebies.
I told y'all, we're about to fuck y'all up. I told y'all, we're about to fuck y'all up, Zach.
What's up, my man?
They ain't ready.
Truebies podcast episode. This is actually crazy, man, because we stopped the Truebies podcast by itself, right? So we started doing all these other segments, and we stopped at 69. So this is actually Truebies podcast episode 70.
Yeah, and it's really number one when you think about it when it comes to just, you and me really getting down to the nitty gritty and bringing some massive value to the listener. So let's listen.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do some housekeeping at the beginning. So if you are a sensitive individual, someone who isn't about moving the needle forward when it comes to dog health, longevity, moving the breeds forward, and just real talk, this isn't for you, and you should just go ahead and not even tune in.
Yeah.
What Zach and I really want to talk about and bring when it comes to the Truebies podcast is staying true to ourselves and talking about things that a lot of people talk behind closed doors but are afraid to talk about on lives or on podcasts or in general because they may be blacklisted or they're just, they may rub people the wrong way. But this is the shit that we need to talk about when it comes to the longevity of your dog's health. A lot of us, including myself in the past, I've been guilty of this where I love my dogs, but I've loved my dogs based off my definition and not by their definition. And the goal of this podcast is to bring awareness to where we actually start loving our dogs by their definition, which means you can't have a fat, overweight dog. Period. Right?
No, that's unhealthy for sure. Step one. That's always a bad sign, right?
Yeah, so this is definitely one of these podcasts that, again, we're going to keep it real. We hope that you keep it real with us as well, and we respect honesty, and we appreciate all the support. So if you value this and you want to see this grow and you think that there needs to be a narrative that pushes forward in the dog community in general by being a dog owner, then, man, subscribe to our podcast, share this with a friend of yours, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring you value. We're going to show you how to help you. We're going to show you not just how to help your dog live longer in a higher quality life. We're going to show you how to do it. Zach is an in-house marketing guru, in my opinion. He's a fucking genius. He's been overlooked in a lot of ways, and I'm glad he's been overlooked because now I got him in my proximity, and you better go ahead and lock him in while you have an opportunity because
it's getting there, man. It's getting there, and I got certain customers, bro. They be like, they already know. They like, man, bro, I can tell you just getting busier and busier, and it's like, yeah, man, that's the ultimate goal, right? Is growth in any type of business or endeavor that you're in. So the way I look at it, go ahead.
I don't say busier, I say higher demand.
Yeah, that's the thing. More clients. Well, not even really so that's the thing. I've been trying to cut back clients and make sure that I keep the same amount of revenue and work as Force, but it's just being more in depth with brands now. So it's more hands-on, it's more projects, it's more things that take more of my creative time than just simple everyday small orders.
Yeah, it's a really hard pivot when you think about it, because a lot of people, as a small business owner, you got to generate revenue, right?
Yeah.
You got to try to keep the lights on. At the same time, you got to take a risk. At some point, you got to go, okay, what's worth my time? Because at the end of the day, you can lose passion, for what you actually really love doing, which you're great at what you're doing, man. When you think about it, you got some high-level characters trying to chase you down.
And I just like to stay a student of the game. Like, there isn't a time where I don't feel like my work isn't – I always feel like I can do better, right? Because you should always look at anything like that. Like, I'm always trying to level up. So I don't find myself reaching a plateau and stopping. Like, once I reach a certain point or a certain design or a certain way to market or a certain thing that works and doesn't work, it's like it just levels up every time. And then it's really a learning process for me, but it shows in the work, right? Because you can go back to when I've always been dope as fuck at graphics, and I've always had good work, quality work. But when I came into the dog world, it was like a totally different style of work. It was a totally different approach that they had, a different look that they had. And you can go back to some of my beginning work, and it's not as good as it is now, but I had to understand the market. I had to understand what it was that they liked, what they didn't like, what they were looking for. And then once I got that under control, then the quality fell right back in place again.
When you look at this podcast, man, we're 100 episodes in. When you talk about the combination of just like the Muscle Boy episodes and stuff like that, and we're currently evolving right now. We're not on Instagram doing a live right now, right? We're actually
Yeah.
streaming on YouTube and Facebook, but we're using a much better platform. We just went ahead and just greenlighted the first ad where people are advertising on us, and we're going to be the #1 dog podcast in the industry. And if not, we're going to at least put the effort in there and trying. And we're going to bring you guys massive value. And I'm excited about this, man. And tonight, what you can expect from us is we're going to show you how to level up your dog. At the same time, we're going to share our experiences on what helped us level up in our lives. And hopefully you guys can find some golden nuggets out of that. So I'm excited about it. But tonight's topic, man, let's talk about it. Why your dog should be jacked. And we're not talking about slinging semen. Nothing against that, right? There's a lot of people in our proximity who sling semen, right? It's kind of weird when you think about it, Zach. Like think about it. If you go to a country that rhymes with Hexaco, right, and you see a girl and a donkey, it's considered bestiality. However, you can jack off your dog here in the States, as long as it's considered a breeding, it's normal and okay.
Yeah, nah. Like, so a lot of my family and shit, like when they first found out I was into it, they had called me one time. I was doing a breeding, and they were like, "You're doing what? Wait, what are you doing?" And you got to break it down. They're like, "Bro, that's kind of weird." And it's like, it comes with the territory, right? Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's just something I got to do. It's just something that's got to be done.
I think we've talked about it before, and you've talked about some of your family members where, when it comes to breeding dogs, like they just let their dogs do it naturally. They fucking locked up, and I don't know. What do you think about today's current state where it's like the dogs have to be, these designer breeds have to be so assisted in a way to even just make it.
Well, yeah, that was one of the questions I had, when I first came in, because I was used to having pit bulls, and you kind of just let them do their own thing, right? Like if a female's in heat, then you bring the male around and they kind of just tie it, you know what I'm saying? If it don't, you try to make it work again. But like when I came in the bully community, it was C-sections and AIs and surgical AIs and TCIs and like all these different versions and ways to inseminate the female. And then like the big thing was, like everybody was like, well, you can't just let them have birth. Like you can't just, and at first I was confused. Like I didn't understand it. I'm like, well, if they're human, like, I mean, not human, but if they're an animal, right? Like they're supposed to reproduce. So, but then when you look at it, it's like Mother Nature really didn't intend for a certain, I don't know. It's just weird. But I mean, I've seen bully people, and I know of bully people that do natural, and they let their dogs naturally birth too. So I think it just comes with the territory on how balls deep you're trying to get with it.
Yeah, we used to worry about dogs just locking up, naturally, and like, fuck man, I want my, now, especially in that community, you got to worry about your dog even making an attempt, because he might fucking croak over and die. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But let's talk about why your dog should be jacked. I know back in the days, I would say probably in the last 4 to 5 years, it's kind of transitioned different, but I know back in the days, if you had a dog that was muscled up, like a dog that was like seriously just like ripped, and you were a guy, you were kind of fucking shamed in a way, because they're like, oh, you're just trying to fucking vicariously live through your dog. You got your dog all muscled up and jacked. But they didn't really understand that muscle is the currency to longevity, both in your dogs and in your life.
Turn your mic up.
Health reasons.
Turn yourself up just a little bit. Yeah, a few people have commented and said that you're lower than me, or they can't hear you.
Okay. Is that better?
I've heard you the whole time, but they said they can't hear you, so.
Check. Can you hear me now?
No, yeah.
Is that a lot better? There we go.
I don't even think it's on your mic. I think it's going to your phone now or something.
Let me see.
Yeah, I don't even think it's on your mic.
That's not even better.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So when we talk about building muscle, why your dog should be shredded or why your dog should be muscled up, the number
Yeah.
one reason is because you want to add years to your dog's life. The bottom line is the number one reason is that dogs that are overweight or that are obese are at a higher risk of health-related issues. And the top health-related issues, it could be heart disease, it could be degenerative joint disease, it could be certain types of cancers, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so having your dog in physical condition, it's just extremely important. In addition, the act of building muscle, because there's a lot of dogs out there that are genetically gifted, right? Like you have dogs that are genetically gifted that are muscular, but then people go, well, I don't need to really exercise my dog. Bullshit. You still need to fucking exercise your dog. And the reason is because the act of building muscle can slow down the aging process of living cells. And what I mean by that is your dog can fucking live longer because you're exercising your dog, right? And
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you would think as the dog gets older, you would want it to have more muscle conditioning too, because it's going to help with, like you said, things like joints. So getting up and just being a mobile dog, the older it gets, you would think would probably pay off.
well, just like us, right? Like, so I don't know if
Yeah.
you've ever heard of this university called Harvard.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I
So
maybe once or twice. Yeah.
yeah. So this university called Harvard does a lot of studies, and one of the studies that they've done was, the benefits of lifting heavy as you get older, because as we get older, our muscles deteriorate. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter, like dogs too, muscles deteriorate, and so when
Yeah.
muscles deteriorate, you start running into some health related issues. One of them is degenerative joint disease, right? And because when you think about when your dog is highly conditioned or has, is muscled up or is jacked, what ends up happening is it reduces pressure on joints, ligaments, and tendons. And so by reducing
Yeah.
pressure on those joints, ligaments, and tendons, what ends up happening is that you add years to your dog's joint health, and you also lower the risk of injuries when it comes to that. When your dog is
Yeah.
overweight and lethargic and heavy, your dog ends up starting to get stiff. And when your dog is stiff and not moving and lethargic, what ends up happening is those joints get stiff. And the only way that you can really start lubricating those joints is through exercise. Because when you exercise your dog or lift heavy or add resistance training, what ends up happening is it creates synovial fluid. And that synovial fluid is what lubricates joints, ligaments, and tendons. So it's very important that you exercise your dog on a daily basis. On top of that, resistance training, when you actually lift heavy, especially like if you're a woman and you're subjected to osteoporosis, they always
Mm-hmm.
recommend as we get older that we lift heavy. And the reason why is because as we lift heavy, it creates bone cell activity, and that bone cell activity promotes bone density. So basically, it makes your bones stronger. So
Yeah.
it's extremely important. There's so many
Yeah. I
health
think
benefits.
that's something that people don't really think about though. Like the more that you do exercise your dog, the actual bone itself is becoming stronger. Like not just the muscle, the muscle's going to grow and do its thing, but having a strong bone program in your dog will, like increase, like you said, probably decrease the possibility of it hurting itself jumping off the porch or running or any type of thing. Just having a better bone structure in there, you're likely to, like you said, reduce a lot of issues as far as being agile, moving, running, jumping, and things like that.
Yeah, it can definitely reduce or lower the risk of bone issues, right? Like
Yeah.
when you, bone cell activity is extremely important and a lot of the times overlooked. And so the dogs as a system as a whole is just it synergistically works together. You can't just really focus on one thing. So a lot of people just focus on feeding, but they don't really focus on exercise, or they don't give a shit
Yeah.
what they put in their dog's body and they exercise the shit out of them. And
Yeah.
so, but when you do both, while both of them are great individually, it's extremely important to combine them. It's just so much better. You know this, man. As we get older, and by the way, it was Zach's birthday yesterday, and I was like, "What
Yep.
the fuck is he sending me? Like this kid is eating good over here." Sending
Oh
me
yeah,
pictures
when
of
you text me, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, when you text me, yeah, that's where we
So,
were.
so make sure y'all wish fucking Zach a happy birthday. But anyways, this motherfucker was eating lobsters and truffles and all kinds of shit, right? And I was like, oh, shit, I was fucking hungry, but I didn't put two and two together because I'm not a fucking good friend. I don't really fucking celebrate birthdays myself, but I have
Yeah, I mean,
these last few years.
yeah, We moved around and did our thing, and but it is what it is. I don't like go balls out and just like extreme party and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But let's segue back into this building muscle. This also segues into your life, right? Like, I hit the gym every single day. I try to work out twice a day now. One of my workouts is walking with my dogs with a weighted vest. The other
Yeah.
workout is just being in the fucking gym. Because, the common saying is, if you don't use it, you lose it. And a lot of people think
Yeah.
about, the, your fucking other head and shit. But, the reality is
Yeah.
it's muscle. If you don't fucking use your muscle, at the end of the day, it's gonna deteriorate.
Yeah, I mean, and life is just not only that, like the mental release that I get from when I go to the gym, like just all the what y'all call it, Dr. O said y'all call it white noise. So all of that, like it puts all that kind of to an end to me. Like it's not as bad. Like my day goes better. Of course, I'm gaining muscle. I'm exercising. I'm living healthier. But it's to me, it's more about the mental journey because it's just like you battle with so much, especially being creative and an entrepreneur and like the everyday struggles of owning a business. It just seems to make everything kind of mellow and mesh out, right? So it's a mental thing too, not just like
No,
it's
for
not
sure.
it's not just a muscle and get strong and get jacked. Like even for the that's what I'm saying, even for the dog, like exercising your dog. When we say exercise your dog, we're not generally speaking on taking your dog outside and making it run a mile. Like giving your dog some type of mental stimulation to where it's chewing or you sit, stay, don't move, just a game, some type of mental process that will make them slow themselves down and help too.
Yeah, a lot of those puzzles that they give dogs, or even lick pads, right? Like to where they have to
Yeah.
kind of like figure out how to get this fucking frozen piece of fucking food out of this
Yeah.
fucking plate with this lick pad. Like, it all synergistically works together. And when you talk about like mental health, yeah, I think that's commonly overlooked in dogs. It's also
Yeah.
commonly overlooked in humans. I mean, it's been more of a thing now as far as just like I don't know, man, the whole victim mindset and bullshit like that you kind of see on the internet. But then when you're like, okay, what are you doing for it? And they're not fucking in the gym, they're not putting the right foods in their body, and then they want fucking sympathy. It's a little bit hard to sympathize for an individual not putting in the work. Now, for those who are putting in the work, who are suffering from that shit, man, kudos to you guys for sure.
Yeah, for sure, bro. And that's the thing with the dog too. Like a lot of people don't live the lifestyle to where they want to get out there and want to even do that with their dog. Like especially with our breed, because the word companion, I feel like gets thrown out there, which is cool. Like I want my dog to be a companion for me too. Like that boils back to the mental thing with me. Like my dog is a release. I get to love play with my dog. Like my dog don't judge me, all that good shit. But the thing is, like, even though he's my companion, that doesn't mean that I shouldn't want him to live the healthiest life that he can live. Right. So
Yeah.
if I want him to be my companion for longer, why wouldn't I utilize him being in a healthy mind and being an active dog? And there's levels to it. Like, I think when we campaign the exercise your dog thing every day, so many people were contacting me and they're just like, man, well, these dogs ain't meant to be. And I'm like, who is saying that I'm out here running a triathlon with my damn dog, bro? Like, but I make sure that it gets the little 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whether it's with the vest or without the vest, or whether it's like even just stack training your dog for a show is mental stimulation to give it the ease that it needs, right?
Yeah. And you know, as we continuously take deeper dives into it, again, we all kind of like vicariously live through our dogs, especially
Yeah.
in the community. We want to really say that we love our dogs, but we love them by our definition, which is we want to give them affection and we want to cuddle on the fucking couch and all this other shit. But the truth
Yeah.
is that you want to love them by their definition, set rules, boundaries, and limitations. Be the best version of yourself. The fucking thing that drives me so fucking crazy is when I see somebody goes, my dog eats better than me. Why? Why the fuck is your dog eating better than you? Your dog
Yeah.
should eat just as good as you, and you should be as disciplined as your dog when it comes to what you put in your body, right? But it's kind of like to me it's cutting corners, man. I feed my dog real good so I can feel
Mm-hmm.
good about myself, so I can fucking eat this bullshit, right?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like you should instantly realize that no matter what type of dog you get, when you bring it into your household or your family, first of all, it should fit your lifestyle, right? Like, and then
Yeah.
it should match you. So like like you said, if you're eating good, why isn't your dog, or your dog should never eat? It should be a balance. Like you two should be on the same playing field because that's your companion. Like in my opinion,
Why does your dog only drink water? Why don't you feed it soda and give it alcohol?
yeah, because it's
Well, it's
unhealthy.
not
You don't
fucking.
want it to. Yeah,
Yeah. You
but
know,
we'll
it's
drink
not
it,
fucking.
right?
We'll
Yeah,
fucking drink it. You know, and the thing is that we know about that shit. We're aware of it. Or you know, it's like seeing individuals. There was one guy who said, you know, we were, and I remember getting trolled, and he was like, "Fucking X dog, X dog supplements are shit." This motherfucker was like 400 pounds on a fucking dock, screaming at his fucking dog to jump off. His dog was phenomenal in shape. But he was fucking.
yeah.
I'm like, bitch, you're vicariously living your dog, you know. And so,
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, especially in that case, like he's out there mad at you, and it's like, bro, you should be mad at yourself. Don't be mad at me because I'm the one. Like, that's one thing that I never understood. The people that, well, first of all, I guess we got to realize that there's lack of understanding in the situation when
yeah,
they lash out. But it's like you said, it's usually not to be stereotypical, but just statistics show that 9 times out of 10, most people that do that type of thing, it's like they have some type of internal situation going on. It's something they're mad at themselves about. Yeah,
it's always something like that. And so, we're gonna ruffle some feathers when we say, hey, stop fucking saying that your dog eats better than you. You need to fucking eat better than your dog. And like I told you at the very beginning when we started saying, like we did housekeeping, if you're not ready to keep it real with yourself, this isn't the podcast for you. You should just turn off and go listen to someone who wants to fucking tell you what you want to hear. But at the end of the day, we're going to tell you
yeah,
what you need to hear. Because one, we want your dog to live longer, and two, we want you to live a longer and higher quality life. I'm telling you right now, man, if you put the right fucking food in your bodies, you exercise daily, you start putting knowledge in your mind, and you're gonna feel a lot better, man. You know,
yeah.
you're gonna surround
Instantly,
yourself
bro.
around. Think about this, man. When you think about dogs, do dogs hang around motherfuckers that don't make them feel good if they have a choice?
They will not really. I mean, they can't be like, hey, I don't like you. Like, I don't want to be around you. I mean,
You take a fucking
yeah,
dog to a dog park, right? And the dog doesn't know them, and they're really not like they know the dog's like, man, I ain't something. There's not something right about you. Ain't no fucking hang around them, right? You need to be in the proximity of people who are gonna lift you up. But I'm telling you, like us, man, like when I started surrounding myself around individuals who are fucking winners and wanted to see me grow and were successful,
yeah,
my life changed. And the same thing with dogs. If a dog has an actual choice, and a dog, like we see it all the time, homeless people are always off leashing their dog. Why? Because fucking dogs will follow their leash because they trust them.
yeah.
Dogs
Obedient.
are
Yeah,
built on trust, and
yeah,
they're like, I'm better off surviving with you than if I'm on my own, right? And so
yeah.
we can learn so much about our relationship with dogs as long as we can, like, how can I say it, like
I
cross
always
pollinate our views with them.
I always like tried to break it down and figure out why though, like, cause you got to think like not every homeless person is a dog trainer and understands how to make their dog be so obedient. So it's like, what is it that makes homeless people's dogs so obedient to them? And it's like when you really think about it, it's like the necessity. I mean the accessibility to food and the things that we give our dogs, the toys, the bed, the water, all of that shit, they don't have it. So they're like together in survival mode. And it's like when they do get food or when they do get water, the human is sharing this fucking experience with the dog. And I think dogs sense a lot of energy. So it's like they perceive that in a certain way. And it's like, that's why I've always thought homeless people's dogs were so loyal, because they're going through this survivor mode with them. It's not like our dog. Like our dog, you try to, like, if you don't have food for our dog, most of them would just be like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, you'll see a homeless person, bro, and they've traveled many miles, whatever, and their dog is just right there, no leash, and it's just loyal as hell.
We see it all the time out in the wild too. When you look at, like, I've seen like coyotes and badgers
Yeah.
and shit like that, or raccoons and fucking badgers and shit, or coyotes and fucking raccoons. Like when they find value in the relationship, right? Like it
Yeah.
changes the game, and we need to find more value with the relationships that we have outside of here. And your brain's a fucking, it's a it's the most important thing you should exercise. So your fucking brain should be jacked with knowledge and experiences. Your fucking heart,
Yeah.
right? Exercising your heart. I saw this fucking study the other day, bro, and it was kind of fucking crazy to me because it was like grain free, right? And they're like, there was
Mm-hmm.
60, I think it was Origin Dog Food, and there's like 64 reports, right? Where dogs,
Yeah.
I'm like, these motherfuckers right here. Okay, let's do cancer reports now. All right, let's do
Yeah.
cancer reports,
Yeah.
and let's see how many of those dogs were on grain free versus not grain free, right? And so I'm like, they don't ever show those fucking studies because you're talking, those studies would be the millions. There would be millions
Yeah.
reports because, I mean, most dogs that are overweight or obese and not fucking jacked up and muscled up are going to be more subjected to cancer. But they don't want to put that fucking study out. They don't want to put that report out because the whole goal with that study and report is like DCM, you know, your dog's going to fucking suffer from heart issues. Well, you know what fucking causes heart issues more than anything? Being overweight.
Yeah. Inflammation, lack of
Yeah.
blood flow, fucking
Lack of
all of it. And
exercise.
it, I mean, it's you got to think of it too, just like us. Like, so let's just say that you used to be athletic, or you know what it's like to be able to, like as a kid, like we're all children at one point in time, teenager, you can run, you don't smoke, you don't do this stuff, and you can just be free and just exercise freely, like not have to worry about it. But then as we get older and we stop and then we start again, you know the difference, right? You're like, shit, bro, like I'm so out of shape, right? So just imagine what dogs feel like that don't do shit, that just lay around, like you said, they're lethargic from food. And they never get a fast from the food. So it's just a constant overload of fucking bad kibble on top of bad kibble. They never digest it all, inflammation, and then they just never get a chance to get in shape. So their breathing's out of fucking shape. They're just everything about the whole situation. They're just like in lack of everything that they could be striving to be better. And like I said, it's just this bad misconception when people throw that word companion out there. And like I always say, yeah, my dog is my companion. All of my dogs are. I love on them. They fucking, you know, I feed them. I take it. They're my fucking companions, but I want them to be able to live longer. So why not make sure that they're in shape?
Yeah. Again, you know, and I'm not trying to bash anybody who can, you know, is only feeding kibble, but there's
No.
better ways of feeding kibble, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you're complaining about the prices of kibble right now, what you can do is enhance that kibble. And I remember, man, like I used to get so much shit. I mean, 10 years ago, people would be like, fucking, I ain't gonna give my dog supplements. My dog's all natural. I ain't gonna fucking give them any of that shit, that fucking snake.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is a fucking daily multivitamin, and it falls
Yeah.
under category feed. But go ahead and turn your fucking bag around. I only feed this type of kibble, and it's all natural. And then you fucking turn your
Yeah.
bag around. And
Well, I mean, it's like you said on the,
the fucking supplements.
I don't mean to cut you off, but like you said last time on the other episode, like a lot of people, me included, when I first really, because here's the thing too, man, with this breed, like you have to worry about that stuff so much more than any other breed. Like how many people do you know, like my mom and my mom's got a boxer. She doesn't have to worry about issues from her food, right? Because the breed's been around so long that they've bred those problems out.
Yeah.
Like all the genetic issues that dogs have with digestion and all this other stuff that's going on, that is a bigger reason of why most bullies can't handle kibble, because it's not just the kibble, but when you put bad kibble, or not just, I'm not gonna say bad because not all kibble is horrible. Like I mean it is, but you got your better and your worse, whatever the case. Yeah, okay, so and you add that with genetic problems to where it's got already born with digestion and gut and fucking and immunity problems and all this, you know what I'm saying? It's got all these issues that genetically in the bully community we haven't removed yet. If not anything, we're increasing, right? A lot of line breeding, inbreeding, and we got to think about those things. So the best way to fix it is exercise. Well, not fix it, but help.
How many litters have you had?
3.
Three.
No,
produced
3.
a litter.
Me,
Yeah.
1.
How many? You produced one litter,
2.
right?
Well, I had a singleton and then I had a litter.
All right.
So you don't count him as a litter. 2.
While those pups were breastfeeding, did the bitch try to get away with them? And anytime the bitch came around and they were hungry, were they high energy?
Yeah.
And if the pup was fucking lethargic, that was a
Yeah.
fucking red flag, right?
Yeah.
So you think about that. When they're on natural food, right, like breast milk, they're fucking super high energy. Then as they get older, we transition to mush, which is
Yeah.
kibble, and then we fucking start giving them processed food. And then we go, oh, our dog is fucking chill. He's fucking lazy. Nah, motherfuckers. That dog is dealing with massive inflammation, and it's feeling tired. The dog should never feel no
Yeah.
pain. Remember back in the day, we're like, don't give your pit bull red meat because it's going to make him aggressive. No, it's not going to make him aggressive. It's going to make them feel good, and it seems aggressive because they're fucking high energy because they're like, oh my God, I'm on fucking rocket fuel. You know?
Yeah. They're eating healthy.
Yeah.
It's giving them what they actually need to survive, what their DNA is asking for, right? That they're so many generations before them of what a dog is ate, and then here we come and we try to process. But that
So just, yeah.
what's the ratio overseas? Like, do more people buy kibble, or is they raw feed outside of the States?
From what I've heard is that Purina has actually a raw food over in Australia that they don't sell here in America, right?
Yeah.
Because they're a little bit more conscious, supposedly a little bit more consciously aware of it than us. But I mean, we're moving towards we're transitioning over. When you look at like Dr. Becker and stuff like that, they did this. I just saw a post probably a couple of weeks ago where I remember it was like 95% of dog food, dogs were fed processed kibble, and now it's like 83% because we're moving to air dry, freeze dry. People are becoming more consciously aware of that shit, bro. And so
Yeah.
and and it's our job here to go, okay, take your kibble, let's remove a quarter cup or half a cup of what you normally feed. Let's feed one time a day. Let's replace it with some great whole food sources that you find in your refrigerator, like some certain healthy fats that you probably usually cook with, like olive oil or fucking coconut oil or any type of beef fats, or animal fats like beef fat or beef tallow, chicken fat, duck fat, lard, grass-fed butter, stuff like that for healthy fats. Add some different protein sources like egg, which is like basically a multivitamin for dogs.
Yeah.
Wild berries if you can, or fruits. If you got certain fruits, you can blend them up and make sure you break down the cellular wall so that your dog can digest it and stuff like that. And then exercise. Of course, I always say 30 seconds a day to change your dog's life with the X-Dog test, but that's at the bare minimum investment. Like, of course, yeah, put the vest on your dog and let your dog be a dog, but obviously go the extra mile. Walk your dog. Get out there and walk with your fucking dog.
Yeah.
It's important that you build yourself up. I think that's one of the things I love about the whole culture of X-Dog is that owners, the people that complain, you can tell they're either individuals who vicariously live through their dogs, or they don't live the lifestyle of health, right? They're somebody who sits at home, eats processed food, doesn't exercise, or there's someone who vicariously lives through their dog and exercises shit out of their dog, but still don't do shit themselves, right?
Yeah.
But it's never someone going who's in the fucking gym or CrossFit. We get a lot of MMA guys, a lot of fucking professional athletes. These are all people who live that fucking lifestyle, man. And so it's exciting that we're starting to move that needle forward. And hopefully we take that 85 or 83%, whatever it was, and we get it down to 70%, and then we keep pushing the envelope, right? Just Steven has a question. I want to go ahead and answer this before he's actually on YouTube, which is fucking dope. What size do you recommend for a full-grown bull terrier? So all we would need to know, Just Steven, is your dog's weight. If your dog is full-grown, and I don't know, like some bull terriers, I would guess, man, what are you thinking they weigh, Zach? Between 30 and
Yeah, they're about. Yeah, I would say they're. They're bigger than a Frenchie, but smaller than a bully. But height-wise, I would say they're in the pocket range, so probably 14 to 16, 17-ish. But body-wise, they're way smaller than a bully.
Yeah, so it really depends on your dog's weight. If your dog's between 50 and 60 pounds, probably a small B, and 60 to 75 pounds, a size medium. But just message us, man. Just message us. Go to xdog.com and hit the chat support, or just give us a call, and we'll definitely recommend the perfect size for your bull terrier. We got a bunch of bull terriers, and they're fucking badass dogs. But other than that, man, so let's go back over why your dog should be jacked. One, it's gonna help them live longer. Two,
Yeah, let's kick back over there to the For those of y'all that's just tuning in, yeah, that was dope as fuck, wasn't it? You like that shit. For those of y'all that's just tuning back in, man, this is True Beats Podcast, episode 10, and we are now discussing the topic of the day. What's today's topic, Stan?
Why your dog should be jacked. And we're not talking about slang and semen. We're talking about
That's right.
Muscled up. We're getting used to this new shit that Zach.
I just blowing y'all get used to Stan's reactions all night because this is all new to him. Like I got all this shit loaded, stored, ready, and I'm just busting it out one at a time.
Yeah, this is all. I'm evolving here, and you know my mind's fucking racing. So this is dope. So why your dog should be jacked? One, it's going to lower the risk of health-related diseases. Dogs that are overweight, which majority of the time, if a dog is at pet weight, it's either overweight or obese. Now, pet weight is better than being obese. However, pet weight still increases the risk of your dog being subjected to health-related diseases. So let's lower that fucking shit and let's fucking make sure that your dog is not overweight, which means
for sure.
Let's get him below a little bit, just a little bit below pet weight, right? 2, it's going to slow down the aging process of living cells, right? I don't know if I said the first one. If your dog is overweight, it's going to subject you to more health-related diseases, which is like obesity. Heart disease, diabetes, degenerative joint disease. It's going to accelerate the process of living cells. So if your dog is more muscled up or is not overweight, it's going to slow down the aging process of living cells. It's also going to improve joint health and longevity, which is extremely important. And so that alone, if you need any more reasons why, then I wouldn't, you don't even probably own a dog, or this isn't the podcast for you. So I would say feed your dog once a day. If you have to feed him twice a day, feed him 8 to 10 hours apart to split the meal. Secondly, do a daily exercise program with them. Get out there, work your dog, take him for a daily walk. Daily walks are cool. Enhance it if you're just going to do a daily walk, because a daily walk, let's say a mile a day, ain't really shit for a dog. So get out there. When you're doing that walk, be really active. Play some fetch. Do some crazy shit with them. Get that heart rate going, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to go the extra mile, go ahead and do the fetch, do the daily exercise program, and then take them for a walk and build that relationship with them during that walk. And you get out there as well. And then make sure they have plenty of water. And that alone, if you're consistent with that, you're going to change your dog's life. Literally change your dog's life, and it makes your life easier. Feeding him once a day, exercising him, taking for a daily walk, and then probably mental stimulation, as Zach had mentioned earlier in the podcast, is like that's super important. Any type of brain exercise.
Yeah.
And so,
super big thing, man. I feel like a lot of people miss that part, and that's one of the biggest reasons on why your dog's tearing your house up, right? Like that's why little Scruffy's running around tearing your favorite shoes up. Like he's trying to find something in the house to give him that stimulation.
Yeah, he's giving himself a job.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
Behavior issues, that's one of the things that the X-Dog Best addresses. And, as we go through these episodes, right, because this is really the True Beast podcast right now, and we used to call it True Beast Trainer, which we will bring some trainers on. But our goal is to just really give you guys value about the X-Dog Best and how you can utilize it. And there's 9 pillars. And I've broken those 9 pillars into 3 categories. So the first category is muscle, fitness, performance, and how the X-Dog Best can help you with that. The second category, and these are not in any any order. This is of importance. They're all important. The second category is health, wellness, and longevity. And the third category is anxiety, psychology, and behavior. And how the X-Dog Best. This is why I call the X-Dog Best the world's greatest dog harness. And the reason why I call it the world's greatest dog harness is because when it comes to the health benefits, both physically and mentally, there's not a dog harness. There's not even a dog tool. Not even a dog tool. You can bring out, name any fucking dog tool. It can be any type of harness, any type of collar. There's not another dog tool that offers more benefits. And I will go heads up with any company, any CEO of any company that thinks that they have a better dog tool that offers more benefits. There just isn't one that exists. And I'm very proud to say that. And our whole goal with this podcast is to bring out more information. And you don't have to have an X-Dog Best to be part of Team X-Dog. Just get out there, man. Make sure you put the right food in your dog's body. Exercise daily. Live that fucking lifestyle. And just build a better bond with your dog. And you are part of our team and mission of owning a healthy, happy dog.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think it's about that time that they Man, we appreciate everybody tuning in, and make sure you like, follow, subscribe on all platforms: Facebook, YouTube. We on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google. What was it? Google Podcast. What did I say last week?
Google
Fucked it
Podcast,
all up.
Spotify,
Abercrombie and Finch and BoobTube. There you go. Yeah, man. Y'all make sure y'all like, follow, and subscribe. If you're tuned in on Facebook right now, please hit the share button, man. Tag some of your friends. Get some people in here. I know we kind of randomly popped up on y'all on Facebook tonight, but this is how we're going to deliver it to y'all for the rest of the time being.
I'm telling you right now, this is the beginning too, guys. We will be doing contests. We will be doing giveaways. We want y'all to interact. We want to bring you value as far as knowledge.
Yeah.
But we're also going to bring you a value like we were on Instagram and stuff like that. So support us, man. Show us some love. We really want to be able to do this, man. We're very passionate about this. Zach goes the extra fucking mile, man, when it comes to this shit, and he's really bringing on a unique platform for us to really spread this knowledge. And we appreciate your support. So, man, like, share, subscribe, as you said, and as always, man, Team X Dog Strong.